Bridge base? Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, thank you for doing that. And now we have the video going. I've got somebody that's putting the Zoom address down there for me. Thank you so much. And now let's get into the lesson. So recording is going. So what we spent the first 2 weeks on new minor forcing, which is incredibly useful. And when you start playing with intermediate players in clubs, you will find that they will all ask you, do you play new minor forcing? Okay, it's a convention like Stayman, like Jacobi transfers. It's Blackwood, right? New minor forcing is really becoming one of those conventions that you need to know. Okay, so I want you to learn it. But once you have a partner, I want you to think about playing this variation that I'm going to show you today. There are basically three main variations on new minor forcing. They're called new minor forcing, two-way new minor forcing, which we're going to look at today, and XYZ. Okay, all of them sort of accomplish the same thing, right? Which is under the theme of the ambiguous major, right? Which is finding a fit in the responder suit instead of finding a fit in the opener suit. Okay, but they go about them slightly different. I think two-way new minor forcing is the easiest of these methods. And that seems weird for me to have taught you new minor forcing first. But the fact of the matter is, people will say, oh no, I can't play two-way. Two-way is easier, right? But everybody is learning new minor forcing, so you have it. But once you have a partner that you play with now and then, say, hey, do you know two-way? And if they do, you will add that and be much happier for it. So let's take a quick look at what it's really all about. And I will shut this down so you can only see North's hand. And I'll shut it down so I can only see North's hand. So the movie is now just of my hand. And we'll see whether Thick Skin will cooperate. If you haven't met Thick Skin before, he's a Zen master who has taken a lot of verbal abuse playing in the main room of the bridge. And that's where he grew his thick skin. He's also known as Fred. All right, so on my hand here, I have Thick Skin's going to open, and he opens a minor. All right, and we've seen this before. And I have the ambiguous major. I got 7, 10, 11 points, right? So I have this two-suited invitational hand. Naturally, I bid the spade first. And we get the one no trump response. Now, the main difference between new minor forcing and two-way new minor forcing is the meaning of the two minor suits. If we were playing new minor forcing, right, we'd use the new minor. We would bid 2 diamonds here to inquire. But when we play two-way new minor forcing, we're actually... I'm sorry, Marcia, are you saying you can't see the table on Zoom? Oh, right, I got to start it back up again. Sorry. There's the table. Forgot, I had to turn it off to be able to use the chat line. It's pretty weird, isn't it? So, two-way new minor forcing assigns a meaning to two clubs. So we're going to assign a meaning to 2 clubs, and then we're going to assign another meaning to 2 diamonds. Now, ultimately, we're going to be going about the same business, which is trying to find a fit in my hand, either the spades or the hearts. But what we're going to do is we're going to say that 2 clubs shows only an invitational hand, with one exception. Only an invitational hand, okay? And that the 2 diamond bid starts a game for us. Okay, so 2 diamonds, if I bid it here, is a game for us. 2 clubs here is showing invitational. All right, so 2 clubs is invitational, and it's alerted, all right, because I'm not really showing clubs. Okay, so 2 clubs. Now, after the invitational bid, unlike new minor forcing, the 2 clubs is in order. It's directing south to bid 2 diamonds. So what 2 clubs actually is called, technically, is a relay bid, We're relaying south to 2 diamonds. He has no choice in this. He doesn't get to alter that fact. All right? Now I've shown that I have an invitational hand. My first bid showed spades. What should I bid now? This is not a gadget thing. Tell me what makes sense for me to bid now. Yeah, exactly, Les. Perfect. Right. I'm going to show my second suit. And notice I've shown this hand, I've shown to be a 5-4 hand. And how big am I? What do I have? Value-wise, I have an invitational hand. Is everybody with me there? Yeah, cool is right. So I've set it to invitational values, and I've given South a choice of spades or 2 hearts. What if he opens hands like some of our partners do, where he opened 5-4 in the majors? He liked it so much, but he only actually has 11 points, right? What will he do here if he has 4 in the major? I mean, 4 in hearts. Say thick skin Fred is not interested in game at all, but he's got hearts. Yeah, he gets to pass at the 2 level with an invitational hand, right? Opposite an invitational hand, he got to pass at the 2 level. And I will tell you that will score points every time. Everybody else is in 3 hearts going down 1. Okay? And if he's interested only in playing spades at the 2 level, he can bid the spades, right? That's the main gadget. Now look at this. Same hand. Maybe. There we go. Same hand. But this time I've got the king of diamonds as well. Right? So now I have 13 points. I'm a game forcing hand this time, right? Get the 1 club. I bid the first ambiguous major, right? Of 1 spade. We get the 1 no trump response. And now I'm wanting to find a fit, but this time I have a game force. Right? So this time I'm going to let my partner know immediately. We're going to game no matter what. 2 diamonds, game force. Okay, ignore that double there. That means he wants a lead. A double of an artificial bid is asking for partner suggesting diamonds as a lead. Okay. Now my 2 diamonds is game forcing. Doesn't say anything about diamonds, but now thick skin knows we're going to game. Okay. This looks a lot like new minor forcing, right? Because thick skin is making the first response. And right or wrong, the way we're going to play it is that he shows 3 spades if he has them. If he doesn't have 3 spades, he bids hearts, right? If he has 4 of them. And if he doesn't have those, then he could bid 3 clubs with an extra, or he does something else to show his hand, all right? Notice, because the game force is in place, we no longer need to worry about South jumping with an extra value. We're going to game, right? He has no idea how many points North has. So he's just going to show hearts, or he's going to show spades. Show spades first, then show hearts. All right? Now see what we've accomplished here? We can do this with 2-way new minor forcing, but we could not do this with new minor forcing. Tell me what we have that we like about this. Somebody who's been with me in our slam bidding and stuff. What have we managed to accomplish? Actually, I'll need to take one more step to do it. There we go. What's accomplished? Yeah, it was. North knew it was a fit at the 2 level, but he had to confirm it to thick skin, right? Because he could have, he just needed to let him know. Because you can use this for a variety of things. But this is the confirmation. Here we go, after the 3 spades. No one has to rush, right? North could go to four spades if he wasn't interested in slam. Okay, let's just take that out for a second and think about it. Okay, now let's bid as North. We got a game force in place, and we have two spades set. North knows that they're going to game in spades at this point. Does he have any interest in slam? Opposite a limited hand. Yeah, right. He'd need, let's see, he'd have to have probably at least a point or two in spades, ace, king of hearts, maybe, ace, king of clubs, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds. I mean, we're looking at way too many points to find slam in South's hand. So with this hand, he would just jump to four spades, right? We're not looking for slam. But imagine if North had, say, 16, 17, 18 points, right? Now we would have found a fit at the by confirming the fit at the 3 level, and South would have had to give controls. So we're in great shape. Let's look at another one. Yeah, close the hand from our people that were sitting in Zoom watching and can see what the hand's in the hands. All right, so what's our bid? What kind of hand do we have, and what's our bid? Yeah, it's two suited and one heart bid. I think it's a two suited bid. And I mean, if you close your eyes a little bit, it's semi balanced. That's what 6-4-2-2s tend to look like. But I think it's a two suited. And Marge is saying invitational. We're getting a game going hand. I love that because the game of bridge is all about hand evaluation. It's all about hand evaluation. I think that if we find a fit, there's no doubt that this is game going. But I'm wondering if it's game going, if it's simply invitational. But anyways, the bid is one heart, obviously, the ambiguous major. And if anybody's here for the first time, an ambiguous major is one that we make after a minor opening, or if we bid spades after a heart opening. And the problem is we don't know what that bid means. Poor Fred, sitting up in South in his Zen-like state, is wondering, is that just 4 hearts, or does he have all the rest of the hearts in the deck? Does he have just enough to bid, or does he have all the rest of the points in the deck? Right? One heart is ambiguous. All we know is it shows 4 plus hearts and 5 or 6 plus points. That's all we know. Okay, so doing my familiar rant here, right? Opener does the best thing he can do, any opener can do for an auction, which is he finds a way to limit its hand, right? So he's now 12 to 14 and balanced. Because of that, North has a good idea of where he wants to go. I'm calling him him. That's me. I have a good idea of where to go with this hand, right? I need to find out if he has 3 hearts. Because he bids 1 no trump even if he has 3. Bids 1 no trump even if he has 3. Now here we're at the crucial choice. Do I want to game force at this point, or do I want to make an invitational bid? And it's a little rough. So let's look at it again. Name something good about my hand. If you haven't been here before, I count this hand as having 8, 9, 3, 12 points. And I don't add points for shortness, and I don't subtract points for anything else, right? I just look at what's good, and if there are more good things than bad, then sometimes I make it and pretend it's a little bit better hand. And if there's some things that suck, then I pretend it's a little less. So what's good? And we got 2 aces. Aces are good. What makes aces better? Yeah. Yeah, take that king of clubs out of the club suit and put it next to the ace, and that makes the ace a lot better. Ace king is great. Ace in one suit and king in another isn't as great. We got good intermediates. That's true. We got hardly any small cards. Right? Intermediates play well in long suits. Right? They're nice to set up. So I think it's a little iffy. The jack of spades out there on its own. What's the only way that the jack of spades becomes valuable to us? I mean, the only way that jack will ever have any meaning for us is either the third round of spades, right, or if the honors in spades can be found in South's hand. I mean, even if he has only king 10 third or something, right? We suddenly have three of the top five. Yeah, that's why I'm saying a three card suit. Although I almost always bypass spades in this auction with a balance 12 to 14, even if I have four spades. I'd rather limit my hand. We can always come back to spades if partner has enough to bid on. But yeah, the jack is pretty much, as we're looking at our hand, it's a negative. We're at 12, there's a negative. A couple of aces, that's pretty good. King being an outside suit, I'm just not convinced this is a game-going hand yet. So I'm going to use two clubs, right? And two clubs is a relay to my partner saying, bid two diamonds, I have invitational values. Nothing more. Now, I will tell you right now, as a quick aside, that if I was weak and had like 5 or 6 diamonds here, I would just leave them in diamonds. I would pass the diamonds. I would have used this as a little lie just to get them in diamonds, and I'd dump them there. Right? That's not this hand, but that's the one exception that I told you about. So, anyways, I've relayed them to diamonds, and what do you imagine? I swear to God, this is the most logical thing that you can find. What will you bid here now? Remember, we're looking for a partner to show us 3 hearts. So what should we bid right now? No, no, that's an idea, but 2 hearts. See, we kind of switched the responsibilities here, right? I invited him, yeah, Donna. I invited him, right? And now I show him 5 hearts and say, hey, partner, this is what I was looking for. Do you have 3 hearts? Right? Now remember, I'm only invitational. I've told him I'm only invitational. There's a risk this thing gets dropped. There is a risk this gets dropped if my partner has 3 hearts for me but does not have enough to bid on. Right? So that evaluation that we went through, and I opted for invitational, right? That could cost me, right? Somebody who said that it was game for us if we find this fit, um, and it makes, they're going to get better points than me. And South seems to be on the edge as well, right? Because if he had enough opposite and invitational hand to go to game, he would just bid it, right? And if he didn't have enough to make opposite and invitational hand, he would just pass 2 hearts. So apparently he's right in between, and he is now making an invitational bid, right? He's saying, well, I don't know, you're going to have to decide. I know you're invitational, but does this help? And what would you bid now with my hand? You're going to pass it. See now I'm going to game because I know there's a fit. So before I didn't want to go any further because I didn't want to play no trump with all those holes. So now that I see there's a fit, now I'm going to game. Now you may have been right to make the two-way new minor forcing bid at 2 diamonds right away. You got 12 points. If you were playing imps, where you want to aggressively bid your vulnerable games, maybe you put it in place right then and there. Maybe you put it in place right then and there. But if we were playing match points where, as Jeff Maxtroth said, there really is no game bonus. It's whoever can take the most tricks, right? If we all get to game, there's no game bonus. If nobody gets to game, there's no game bonus. It all comes down to who takes the tricks. But here we have, I've said it's an invitational hand. I bid 2 hearts. My partner says, well, I could pass that if I was weak, and I could bid game if I had enough, but I'm right in the middle, so I'm going to bid 3 hearts. I'll leave it up to you, partner. And now that was the encouragement I needed, because I'm hoping to find some kings for my aces and some queens for my kings, and maybe some spade honors or shortness there. And let's see what happens. Yeah, I thought I'd do that. All right. Can you see south right now? Okay, good. I thought so. So he had 10, 12 points. And he had a 5-card suit with some values. All right. And he came through with my honors and hearts. And look at that, a king, queen of spades to go along with that lowly little jack. That's why I don't like those bidding systems, those counting systems that everybody talks about. Oh, you could take away a point, take away something for that jack. Well, you don't know yet what that jack is worth. Right here, look at that. King, queen, we get the 10 as a lead, and suddenly we're gonna have 2 spade tricks. Right? We'll be pitching one of our losers in diamonds on it. Look good? Any questions so far? We're going to keep repeating this idea, so we're going to keep repeating this. It's not going to. I think we're going to have it. Exactly, Alan. If South had been, say, 13, 14 points, or the equivalent in distribution, he could, or something about it that he really liked, he could have just bid 4 hearts because he knows I'm invitational. Right? That was what I set up with the first one. At the same measure, if he had opened some 10, 11 pointer, because that's all the rage these days is to make bids that you don't have, then he could have just passed 2 hearts, and who knows? 2 hearts could have been the winning contract. If everybody else has gotten to 3 somehow and going down 1, being in 2 is a real big advantage. All right, let's look at another one. Now we've looked at a couple of them so far where there was support. What happens when there is no support? What happens when there's no support? Freddie bids 1 diamond. What is our bid? Sure, the ambiguous major. 4 plus spades, 5 or 6 plus points. Beyond that, who knows? Right? The definition of a forcing bid, when you don't know how many points your partner has, you got to bid. If partner is unlimited, you have to bid. So 1 spade, and he then, of course, bids 1 no trump. So we get the 1 no trump back. So what's our bid? Are we invitational? Are we game going? Yeah. Look at that. All of our aggressive bidders are bidding 2 diamonds. Nobody here says 12 points. Why do we think this is a game going hand? Beyond just the fact it has 12 points in it. What makes it a better hand than another hand with 12 points, right? Because all 12 points hands are not the same. Solid spades, a really nice texture in the spade suit. I like that. Ace in a side suit. Honors are together. Great honors in our 5 cards. So touching on. Look at you guys are so good. All these things are marvelous. We have both majors, which is kind of convenient for our purposes here because we might find a 4-4 fit. And if we had to finesse the 3 of hearts, we could do it. All right, so we'll use two diamonds. A game force says nothing at all about diamonds. Right? Game forcing. Now, the responses for south are exactly the same as we learned in the last 2 weeks. Show three spades if you have it. Show four hearts if you have those. Right? But since there's a game force here, we don't really need to worry about jumping to show our range anymore, like we did when we learned new minor forcing. Instead, we're going to take advantage of the fact there's a game force in place to show something to our partner about our hand. So South knows we're going to game because you said we were. He says, I don't have three spades, sorry. I don't have four hearts, sorry. But I have a balanced hand with diamonds and clubs. So what do you think his distribution is? We know he's balanced. You know, it's 4-4-3-2, I agree, if we turn that around. So he's got less than three spades. He's got less than four hearts. He's got probably 4-4 in the minors. I think it looks like he's probably 2-3-4-4. What Alan said, except backwards. Yeah. I mean, see what we can do if we just pay a little attention? All right, so what's our bid? I think that's where we're headed. Hope his hearts are nice. Yeah. Yeah, and we get a heart lead, too. It should be coming up, Alan, after the lead there. It must be a little delay in the software. Okay, you got it now? Okay, cool. What? Weird. Oh, I know why. I'm sorry, I know why. It's because South is playing it. I'll just switch the kib and you'll see it. There you go. That is really a stupid little glitch in the BBO software that you can't see both hands when we're doing this. Looks pretty good, right? 8 tricks off the top. Can someone tell me why there's 8 tricks off the top? I mean, obviously we've got ace, king, queen, jack, 10 of spades, so that's 5. We have the ace of clubs for 6, and we have the ace of hearts for 7. So why do we get to count 8 top tricks? Margie says the lead. Do you see that? We talked about that a lot in our playing classes. The best position to be in is in that 4th seat when the lead is coming to you in 4th seat. And there it is right there. The jack goes in, he plays the queen. If the 9 goes in, he plays the 10. Yeah, and if you might be able to get off 2 leads in diamonds, set those up, set up a couple there, maybe, yeah. They're going to need to switch clubs first, to do any damage to you at all. And even then, the jack of clubs will probably hold up. So great auction, great contract. We set a game force at the 2 level. We investigated fits in both majors. We saw South was able to show us some cards in our short suit. Everything worked out real swell. All right, let's take a look at another. And I'm going to alter this one just a hair. One up. If you all aren't going on Saturday night to watch the Dave Hardy party, I know he doesn't call that anymore, but if you aren't there on Saturday night watching Dave and Kurt Solo, you're missing a great fun. And he's now accusing me of encouraging everybody to bid 24-point games. But I had a teacher, not Dave, but a different teacher, who said to me, you know, this is what it's about when we're playing imps. 12 plus 12 equals 25. So you make sure you bid no trump. All right. So, okay. Thanks, Alan. Let me put you back in the right place. Kibitzers watch north. See, there are Dave Hardy fans everywhere in the world. All right. 8, 12, and 3 is 15. So I got a nice hand this time, right? What's the bid? Actually, I'm going to change this even a little bit more. Let me change it just to hear more. No, this is the right one. This is a different hand. Okay. Yeah, one heart. One no trump. And where do we go? Lynn and Margie and Marcia and Judy are all in. Jackie's in. Everybody knows, right? We got a game for us here, and we want to check out the heart fit. 2 diamonds, artificial, making a game for us. And this time I'm going to switch you over to South 10. We'll let you tell my partner Fred what to bid. You can all see South's hand now? Sure, Eddie's got it. Yeah, shows support. If he didn't have 3 hearts but had 4 spades, right, he would bid spades. And that would also have shown a, he would have, if he'd bid spades before, he would have shown probably an unbalanced hand with clubs and spades. So this, if he had spades right now, he'd be balanced with 4. And would have chosen to bid 1 no trump instead to limit his hand. But yeah, he's going to bid his heart suit. All right, there you go. What do you think we should do now with our hand? We know there's a game in hearts. We could go directly to 4 hearts if we wanted, and that's what Alan's saying. Right? A bid going straight to 4 hearts here is saying, I'm not interested in slam at all. What do you think? Can't bid a control yet. If you wanted to do controls, oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Let's go back to north, because that's where, and we'll stay there until, we have to move again. There we go. Right? With North's hand here, we know we have the heart game. 3 hearts is stronger than 4 hearts. Exactly. It would be confirming trump, right? And remember, before we can ever use a control bid, we have to have, anybody remember what we need before we can show controls? 3 conditions. Yep, suit agreement. What else? And a game force has to be in place. And if your partner is unlimited, you have to show a control. Right? If you don't know what your partner has yet, and there's a game force and trump agreement, you better show a control if you have it. It might be all he needs. Right? Now here, South is limited, right? The 1 no trump limited his hand. So here we have a game force and trump agreement. And the only thing that we can do is, if we wanted to investigate slam, is bid 3 hearts, and then south will be in the position we're talking about, right? If I'm not saying this is the right bid. I think 4 hearts is probably right. But if we bid 3 hearts, now we have trump agreement. We have a game force in place. And from South's end of the table, his partner, me, is unlimited, right? So if he has a control in his hand and doesn't show it, and that turns out to be the control I needed to make slam, then he's made a mistake, right? We can call this a courtesy control. South owes me a courtesy control bid because I'm unlimited, there's a game force in place, and we have trump agreement. And as Eddie said earlier, 3 hearts is stronger than 4 hearts. Right? Now let's go back and let's consider whether or not that's the right bid. What would we need? Can't bid the control until we get to 3 hearts. There's no trump agreement yet, Jackie. I have to bid hearts to make a trump agreement. So should I go to 4 or should I investigate slam? Partner has at most 14 points. Give him the best 14 points you can imagine. The very best 14 points to make slam. What would it have to be? Something like well, probably since it's an 8-card fit, we're going to want him to have the queen of hearts. So maybe king, queen of hearts for 5. Don't necessarily need the ace of clubs, but it'd be sweet if he had the queen. That's 7. Maybe the king of diamonds. That's 10. King of spades, 13. I mean, it's conceivable. It's conceivable he has all the hearts we need and all the kings we need. I mean, it's 14 points. At match points, it's probably, yeah, optimistic is a good word for it. Exactly. North could have only 4 hearts and still make the same bid. If he was 4-4 in the majors, he would have started with a heart and then would still want to check on spades. No, the 1 heart is still only showing 4. 4 doesn't, he's only shown 4 to begin with. The 2 diamonds does not promise 5. Okay, just like in new minor forcing, if you use it, it does not promise 5 of your partner's suit, no matter what anybody else tells you. Okay, sometimes it might. But okay, so here we go. 2 hearts. So does vulnerability factor in? Yeah, well, yeah, if you're playing an imps game and you don't bid your vulnerable slam that the other table's in, you're going to be really sad. I think it's incredibly optimistic. Let's do it for fun. Let's just do it for fun. Okay, here's an idea someone's given me. How about king of spades third? King third in spades, king queen of hearts third, a queen to go along with that king, so queen 10, 5 in clubs, and then the king doubleton in diamonds. So no diamond losers, right? And that is 6, 8, 5, 13 points. It's possible. We may have a good enough fit here. So this requires, now we're saying to our partner, show us a control. Okay? Remember, what you bypass, you deny. What you bypass, you deny. So going up the line from 3 hearts, partner has to make a control bid. And our definition of a control bid is a promise. Partner, they're not taking 2 off the top in this suit. Right? A control bid is a promise, hey, we're not going to get to 6, and then they're not going to lead ace, king of spades, right? And beat us. Right? So basically he looks at every suit where he knows he'll win either the first trick or the second trick. And that could be because he has protected kings, he has an ace, he has a void, he has a singleton. Doesn't matter which order you bid it in. Okay? He's just going to show you, going up the line, a control. So he has a spade control. How's our spade suit look right now? Right, suddenly got a lot better. Looks like we got ace king, or he's got a singleton, and we're going to ruff our spade. Right, we're going to just have to one loser to get rid of. But and Alan's onto something here. So now what does North bid? Right, I mean, he got a control that helps. Right, you got a control that helps. So he set off down this road. He set off down this road. And he may have to live with it. Right, now he shows his king of clubs control. Now we're going to find out. I got that somebody had sent me that Hardy had sent me that perfect hand. Now we're going to see whether he has the king of diamonds. No, he has no diamond control. So now it's up to you. Feeling like we got enough for slam? Or did the fact he didn't show that diamond control, that king of diamonds, where we have 3 losers, is that enough to bail? Yeah, I'm bailing too. Yeah, I'm bailing. Hey, we did a slam investigation below game level. We gave away some information, right? In 4 hearts at a match points game where every trick matters, you might have been better off just jumping right to 4 hearts rather than looking for an iffy slam. But look what's up there, how close it is to that perfect hand. Came through with the king, queen of hearts. Had the king and the queen of spades. That's going to give us a pitch. Get rid of one of our diamonds up there. So we're doing that slam investigation there, where we're doing it based on how we can see the hands, right? We're evaluating a hand, taking a look at what looks good. Let's get another hand up there. I'll tell you what, in these auctions, you really want to have a partner you can trust. Let's try this. Try this one. Wait a second. I'm going to alter it a little bit. Let me alter it. Okay, let me take this out. And okay, export this one up. All right. Yeah, could it, Alan? I didn't look. And sometimes those opposition people, they'll do that for you. Those defenders, they don't. The opening lead's a crapshoot, right? All right. So name our hand. What kind of hand do we have? I know this sounds silly to some, but it really helps with bidding and the whole auction and keeping your timing if you just give your hand a name. Balanced. I like that. Invitational balanced, even better. Here we got a balanced with a 5-card major. And if Eddie throws an invitational there, I think we've named it. He's got a long name, kind of like a serial killer. He'll have 3 names, but it'll be like an invitational. Yeah, turn your mics off in the Zoom room. It gets noisy if you don't. Yeah, so invitational, balanced, with a 5-card major. And of course, we'll start with the ambiguous major. 4 plus spades, 5 or 6 plus points. And our partner, a good guy, he limits his hand to a 12 to 14. Is the Zoom room working out okay? I can mute everybody. Somebody reminds me here. I'm just let's see, I gotta find it. Here we go. Back to meeting. I'm sorry, I can't find the mute. Everybody, mute their mics. Mute their mics. Oh, and Eddie says the BBO voice is working. I'm so glad about that. That's the easiest to do. All right. Because I can't, with the share screen going, I'd have to stop sharing and do all sorts of things, I think, to get to. Oh, wait a second. Maybe if I hit participants. Yeah. Got it. Muted. I got her. All right. Learn something every day. Where are we at? We had an invitational balanced hand with a 5-card major. Our partner has said they're limited to 12 to 14 with balanced. Is game possible right now? Whenever your partner limits their hand, that's the question you want to ask yourself. Is game still possible? Sure it is. Absolutely. We're going to use 2 clubs. Right? Why are we using 2 clubs? We're saying we have an invitational hand. Unless we happen to be weak with long diamonds and we're just going to drop our partner back in the diamond suit. Yeah, so no choice. Right? Thick skin. Freddie has to bid 2 diamonds. Freddie is a perfect partner. It's almost like he's playing on an iPad right next to me. So 2 diamonds, game force. And now what do we bid? Sorry, invitational hand. Invitational hand. They've bid 2 diamonds, and now what do we bid? Sure. Eddie's on it. Les has got it. Excellent work. Everybody's seeing that, right? Right. And we want to find out, the whole purpose of this gadget is to find out if we're 5-3. In other words, these gadgets are designed to find a fit in the responder's suit. So here we show 5 spades. Our partner won't play. Oh, let me do this though. I'm going to switch you around. Let's look at it. Let's look at their hand and let's decide what we should do. All right, take a look at what the opener had. Freddie had a nice diamond suit. He was 2-4, 4-3, a balanced hand. He does not have 3 spades, but he has 4 hearts. But there's no reason to bid those, right? Because our partner, if he was 5-4 in the majors, would have bid 4 hearts there and given me a choice, given Freddie a choice, but he doesn't have that. So what do you bid? We got 2 no trump. We got a no trump. Pandora's being a... And if you bid 2 no trump with that hand, what is partner going to do? They're going to leave you in 2 no trump. Is that where you want to be? Remember, in a way, North has limited their hand. Right? They've said I'm invitational only, which means it's on you to get people to get it to game. Usually when we bid 1 no trump anywhere, or 2 no trump, we're limiting our hand and pretty much our partner becomes the captain. But here, what happened was North immediately limited their hand again. Said, I'm invitational, and that's it. I'd like to play the spades. What do you want to do? Yeah, you got to go to 3 no trump. Bidding 2 no trump is not enough because you'll get past there. And you'll have to go back to your partner's table later on, say how you managed to not get to game on board 51 in this day-long knockout, and they score 10 imps to beat you, right? So, yeah, 3 no trump. Does that make sense? You see how we got to pay attention to our partner's bid and get all their meanings. Look how descriptive I mean, with the exception of the diamond and spade bids, right? The initial bid, the diamonds, we don't know if that's 6 or 7 diamonds or 3 diamonds, right? And then the spade bid, that's kind of pretty ambiguous, right? Everything's ambiguous. Then we have 1 no trump, the first bid with any meaning, right? With 12 to 14 balance. Then we get another bid with meaning, right? I'm an invitational hand, and I still want to keep looking. Bid 2 diamonds for me, and I'll tell you more, right? So south bids 2 diamonds, and north says, yeah, see, I got 5 spades. And if you got 3, I'd like to know. And south knows, well, partner's invitational. He has 5 spades. I don't want to play in spades. He doesn't have hearts. He doesn't have my suits, and I'm a balanced hand anyways. Time to get to 3 no trump. Now, we spent a couple weeks on new minor forcing, right? But I find it much more complicated than this. I think this is a breeze. Let's throw a little bit of a curve into it. Let's take a look at a couple hands real quick. We'll put you back looking at North's hand. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Partner made an invitational bid. If I'm at my top of my range, or I got a hand that for other reasons looks good, like in that hand, ace, king, queen, fourth, it's a pretty nice holding, right? That's easily worth a point in anybody's ballpark, right? So, yeah, an invitational bid says we got game if you've got a special hand over there, if you're at the top of your range. Otherwise, just leave us here or put us where we should be. All right. That's the definition of an invitational. What's our hand? Name it. Oh, Mark's talks like me now. Yeah, it's a single suited constructed hand. 8 points. Nice hand, actually, right? 10, 9, 8, 7. Ambiguous major still applies. What's your bid? Yeah. We could bid 2 spades here. We won't use the gadget all, or we'll pass. Right? I mean, but it seems to me that probably, I mean, if maybe 6 spades will come through for you and no trump, but, chances are there's problems elsewhere. I don't know. There's a really good chance, though, excellent chance that your partner does not have a rare hand on which he might decide that he should bid 1 no trump with a singleton spade. Right? So 1 no trump should promise 2. 2 spades seems pretty safe. All right, let's change it a little bit. What's your hand now? Give it a name so you know where you want to go with it. There we go. Unbalanced invitational. That's a nice name for it. But pretty much those are all good names, and I think, well, invitational balance wouldn't be. One suited invite. I like those. I think if you called out 1 suit invite, come on in, it's time for dinner, this hand would come trotting in and get dinner. Ambiguous major. 4 plus spades. Any amount of points that you could bid, and then as long as you need to respond, 5 points? Do some people bid with an ace, so maybe 4 points? Right? It's Have no idea where that thing's headed. Partner bids one, no trump. Yeah, now listen, this is important because when we learn new minor forcing, we were using a jump to 3 spades as invitational. It's not what we're going to do playing two-way. We're going to use our invitational bid, right? So we'll use 2 clubs. Got to bid 2 diamonds, right? And now what can you bid here? Yeah, you'd have an invitational with 6 cards. Very conservative, play 2 spades here. This hand could change from invitational to game in a second. But it's more likely to happen if you bid 3 spades. Partner probably has a couple spades, right? And if they're at their top of the range, they're gonna they will go to 4. If he has a crappy hand, he won't. But I like 3 spades here. Now playing this system, let me see if I have a hand to show you. Right? And they're going to go to 4 spades with that. And can we get a lead, please? They have 2 spades, so we're missing some spade honors, but no heart losers, no club losers, and got to deal with a couple diamonds. So there's some work to be done. Look at those clubs up there. Got a suit to set up. We got to jump to 3 spades there without it being game forcing or anything, because we had already told our partner we're invitational. We used the 2 clubs. We limited our hand. The responder limited their hand. This is an outrageous advantage to us. Whenever your partner can limit their hand, they're doing everybody a favor. Look at our hand now, and their partner opens. Now what are you feeling? $17-pointer, slamish. That's right, slamish. A 1-suited hand with some slam aspirations, definitely game forcing. What's our bid? Ambiguous Major. Try not to look overly excited at the table when you bid that. Don't want to give, don't keep your hands from shaking. Right? And now, and this is where we're going to change it up just a hair. Okay, remember before with new minor forcing, we used the jump to 3 spades as a invitational bid with 6. Here, playing two-way new minor forcing, and I will add this to the notes, by the way. I will add this to the notes because I didn't include these continuations on our class notes. But a jump to 3 spades here is the slam bid. Yeah, yes, Joan, I send out notes. There is a class booklet that we are all putting together. I write it up, and then everybody sends me corrections. And then I put all the corrections in, and we send it out the next week. The end of the week, end of these 6 weeks, we're going to have a little booklet called The Ambiguous Major by Next Steps. All right. Joan, I know you have my email. Just send me an email. Here, for anybody else who wants to be on the email list. fmarkhugger@gmail. Just send an email to that and say, put me on the list and I'll put you on there. All right, so what we want to do here is we're assuming we have a spade fit, and we hope we won't be disappointed. 3 spades playing new two-way is the slam try. Okay? So assuming that we have a spade fit, it's saying we've got 19, we're 29, 30 points at least. I got good reasons to think that we have a slam. You guys decided this was a slam hand. Now, unlimited, right? I'm unlimited. I have set trump this time. because we're assuming that spades will be trump after the one no trump. So what does South do? What is South under obligation to do at this point? Trump agreement, game force, his partner's unlimited. Yeah, and I like to use the word control, Eddie. I know everybody uses cube, but I like to use control because a cube bid is when you bid your opponent's suit and they haven't said a word. Yeah, we got to make a control bid here. So we go up the line. And as Rodwell says in that great book, um, what you bypass, you deny. So if you bypass clubs here, then you are denying a club control. So South does not have a club control. But they do have a diamond control. Is there anything else you can find out from control bids at this point? What are we going to need our partner to have in that hand over there? We've got 2 key cards. We're going to need him to have at least 2. We don't have the ace of hearts, we don't have the ace of clubs, and neither does our partner. We don't have the ace of diamonds, but maybe our partner has the ace of diamonds. Bail or go on? I mean, this is the time to either jump off the fence or go. And Les and Margie should just start playing together because they will bid everything. Okay, we're going to go. So let's play that. Let's say we're playing 1430, a key card ask. The key card ask is in spades. When I set the trump with 3 spades, key card ask is in spades. We're playing 1430, so this first step is showing either 1 key card or 4. So obviously showing 1 key card here. And now what's your bid? Yeah, now we can bail. So we bailed 1 too high. I think I might have bailed on 4 spades. I think I might have jumped to 4 spades. But there we go. So that was how we would make a slam try. Well, let's compare that to this one. And we'll call this, this will be the last one. We'll do one more. So let's compare what we just did to this one. This time, what's our hand? We got a single suited game forcing hand. Most people are saying game forcing. I think it's a pretty strong hand. I don't know how we don't get to game in it, but it might get awkward. Might get awkward if our partner is unbalanced with the suits we don't have. But yeah, we start with 1 spade. It doesn't matter. It's always the ambiguous major. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this course called the ambiguous major. 1 no trump, minimum 12 to 14, leaving us with a decision to make. What's your bid? Okay. Game, oops, sorry. I'll have to undo over here. So he bids 2 spades. Sorry. 1 no trump, I meant. There we go. 2 diamonds. Game force in place. And now our partner. Sorry, end of the day, and I'm screwing up. I'm sorry about that. Let's put you over on their side. Partners using 2-way new minor forcing. Put a game force in place. You should be able to see South's hand now. What do you do? Excellent. No reason to jump. You got 14, right? If we were playing new minor forcing, you'd have to jump to show that you're at the top of your range. But here, we're in a game for us already. So show him 4 hearts. So you're denying 3 spades. You're showing 4 hearts. Back to you, Chet. So what do you got? What do you want to do? Probably a double fit, yeah, because he's probably got 2 spades. So a 6-2 in one hand and a 4-4. I mean, 6-2 in one major and 4-4 in the other major. What do you want to do? Nah, I don't think slams in the offer. Well, let's look at it. What would he really need? He'd have to have ace, king, queen of hearts, ace, king of hearts. We don't want to lose a lot of heart tricks. And he'd need the ace of clubs, maybe the queen of clubs. So 6, it's not unreasonable, I guess, that there could be a slam in hearts. And I would say a slam in hearts as opposed to spades. And I may be wrong on this. But when I look at that spade suit and that 4-4 fit, I'm thinking, oh, look at all those spades that I can pitch stuff on. Right? All the losers in South's hand are going to go on that spade suit. So, oh, there's Eddie making an idea. Let's show shortness to see if that makes a difference. Splinters tend to be mild slam tries, by the way. Which is, if we made a slam try here, it's probably mild. Would agree hearts. It'd show shortness and diamonds. It would say, hey, I'm not overwhelming points-wise, but I got some interesting distribution. What the hell? We'll use Eddie's bid. We'll use a splinter. And we're just playing around at this point. So, and let's cut it. I want to do this quick because I want to get us out of here at a reasonable time. But hearts is trump. Exactly. Shortness and diamonds. And now you should be looking at South's hand, I think. Did you really want to see a diamond over shortness? I mean, did you really want to see shortness and diamonds there? Probably not. I mean, if it's a void in diamonds, it's really wasted, right? Because the ace is meaningless then. If there's a stiff over there, at least you're going to cover that card. But yeah, it's not. Yeah. And the other thing is if a splinter should be considered a mild slam try, right? One based on special circumstances. And if those special circumstances aren't there, just bail. Right? Okay, and there we go. Finally, there's one. He may or may not. He has no reason to think you have 6, though, does he, Margie? He thinks he found a 5-4. Yeah, so I think 4-4 is going to be fine. Trust your partner when they name Trump. Okay, now Lynn wants me. I don't have a hand for this, and I don't have time just to cook up one real fast. But remember that when we have an auction that goes one minor, one of a major, and one no trump, right? That 2 clubs is invitational. But because it relays to diamonds, right? Then that means you can actually put opener and 2 diamonds and leave them there. When might you want to do that, right? Maybe you have 6 diamonds and 4 of the major you bid, and you're constructive. It's like obviously you would rather be in that minor, right? So dump them in diamonds, right? Can't dump them in clubs, but you can dump them in diamonds. All right? So we're not here next week. We're not here the week after that. We are back for the first 3 weeks of December, right? Saturday is the tournament. Every Saturday at 4 o'clock, limited to beginners and intermediates, and I want to keep it that way so long as we have enough people showing up, right? If you need a partner and you want me to see if I can find you one, I've already made 2 matches. Maybe I put together the winning team. Be more than happy to help you out. Um, so, and I'm not sure, there'll be something in Gazette, I think today or tomorrow. You might be able to play with a robot. I would encourage you to play with a partner instead, unless you know the robots. Um, or when you get there, just put your name on the partnership list. Get there 20 minutes before tournament time. Put your name on the partnership list, partnership desk. I forget what they call it. Or look for who's on there. And let's get some people there and let's play some bridge. It should cost us somewhere between $1 and $1.50. When it's all done, send me an email if you have any particular questions. I'll either respond to the email or I'm going to put it in the movie. And then either that night, Saturday night, or Sunday, I will send you a link to the YouTube channel, and it will have a review of the tournament that will be focused not on every hand, but on what, in my opinion, I think might be the best lessons for us as a group, sort of at our experience level right now. The ones that I think that'll make the most sense. Okay. All right. It was fun. When we come back, I'll get you notes out before then, but starting in December, we're going to handle some situations where the opponents get in the bidding and how that's going to help us find fits in the responder suit. Okay, we're going to look at support doubles and redoubles, and we may look at negative doubles some as well. All right, and then maybe the last week we'll put together something to look at them all and figure out where we've gotten and decide where we want to go next year. All right, thanks everybody. I will get a movie out later tonight with the class review. Take care, everybody. Thank you.